Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Dan.
This is the Board Game Rundown. Today we are going to do a preview of Xola. It plays 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up. Says 20 to 30 minutes. This is by Cursed Games. They were kind enough to send us a copy to check out. And so, anyways, in Xola, it's a territory control game.
100% for sure, no matter what anyone says.
Where you're going to you're going to have 5 cards in your hand. They're going to give you count as resources depending on the city you play it in, right? So there's food and military and religion, and there are 4 colors, right? Deities represented by the colors. Colors you can be. So with the player who is green will play their cards there, right?
Well, of course. I'm not looking at my hand.
Yeah, you play the right card.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of different things you can do, right? So for example, I am not going to butcher any of these city names, right? So this city right here says 8 card slots. So what that means is that 8 cards total can be played on this city between all of the players, and there are but you do need to play cards that match the resources that it holds or generates, whatever term you want to use. But you play it on your spot so you can keep track of who has played what where. And then once the city is full, then you can score points for it by putting your cube, appropriately colored cube, on the city. They tell you right there on the board, right, how many points each city is worth. There are conquistador cards.
I had it.
Which have the crossbows. What that does is that eliminates a card from the city, and then depending on the city size, can actually destroy the city. If you are the person who plays the last conquistador card, you would mark basically that the city got destroyed, and then what we did was we put our cube on top of it just to say, oh, they destroyed that city. So they get a point at the end of the game. Otherwise, once all of the card slots have been filled up in the city, you just total up all the resources, and the player with the most resources gets the points for the city. The city is closed. No more cards can be added to it. The important thing with the conquistador cards is they get played next to the city, so they don't count towards the total amount of cards. There are also cards you can play that will allow you to flip over cards, right? So like here's a famine or locusts card, right? So this would allow me to flip over another player's food card if it's got a 2 or a 3 on it, and then this counts as 1 resource. So they do a pretty good job with the iconography. Once you understand everything, it all makes a lot of sense. They try to use art, from actual historical, items, or
right,
whatever.
Yeah, from the time frame.
From the time
historical, whatever.
It's accurate. There's also an overpopulation card. This provides no resources, can be played in any city, and it counts as 2 cards. There is a benefit if you play 3 or more overpopulation cards throughout the game. Yep. You can get extra points for that, in end game scoring. But I mean, that's pretty much how the game plays.
Yeah.
Yep. These guys are double-sided, right? So it changes up what resources are looking for.
Right. So you randomly, and when you start, there's only the 4, like in a 3 to 4 player game, which is what we have played a couple of, right? To start in the first round, it would just be these, and then in the second round, you grab the other 8 slot and 5 slot city. You just randomly pick what side you're gonna have face up because they do change. And then you put those down, and then after the third round, you put the capital down, which is a 12-slot city, so that's huge. And it can hold all 3. There are cards in here that do have like multipliers, right? So like 2 per military, 2 per religion, and 2 for food, which is, I believe, what the card you had in the last game.
Right. If you have a card with multiple symbols on it, it'll get you a point for each symbol it matches, not just one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. So those are the best cards.
Those are really good.
Yep.
Oh, so the other thing on your turn, basically, you're going to have a hand of 5 cards you randomly get, right, at the beginning of each round, and you can discard and draw a card, and then you still have to play a card, or you can just play a card from your hand.
Yep.
And if you cannot play a card, you still discard a card so that everybody basically cycles through all their cards at the same time.
Yep.
At the end of the round, you put out the new cities. If it's still the second or third round, everybody gets 5 new cards, and then whoever's turn was next, they just pick up play and go from there. And that's Xola.
Yep.
I would say that the 20 to 30 minute playtime, even with
Pretty
learning,
accurate.
is really accurate.
Yep.
We played We played the other night. We played again today. We played with 4 and 3 players. It was for me, it was a lot different.
Well, yeah. Well, plus Friday night when we played, I destroyed 2 cities like super early, so everybody was
right.
playing all their stuff into one.
That is true.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah,
So
way more limited. Yeah.
and with this, with more places to go, and we just didn't.
I
see
thought
as
we had
many,
more options.
We didn't see as many conquistador cards.
I
That's
just tried
true.
a couple.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to try something different.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So,
But either way, you got all the conquistadors. Cool.
yes.
Terrible. But anyways, this is for me. This is a pretty nice, light,
Area control.
easy to play territory control.
Yeah, I like
area
like
control.
the level it's at. I like people are gonna get well, at least I did it's that smash up, right? The smash up area
like
control
base,
system
like
where it's
with
like
your control
here's a
bases.
card, you're playing cards on it. Whoever has the most influence, whatever, then
Yeah,
wins this.
Smash Up's a little more wonky. This is
Sure.
this is more straightforward. But
Yeah,
yes.
just the way that system works, and then the fact that you're doing area control on all the different cities, and then claiming the area control on this board, right, as the game goes on, it plays well. Yeah, I almost wish there was some kind of a market, which is funny because I tend to hate markets in games, but some kind of a market, you know.
So you could buy cards.
Yeah,
to add to your
just
thing.
more options of trading out cards,
Sure.
right?
I do
just-
like
'cause
the
it's
push your
pure
luck.
random.
I do like the push your luck aspect of the like. Well, I've got this 2 resource card
Yeah.
in my hand that I could play, but man, I could discard it. I might get. I might be able to draw 3. I might be able to get one of those ones that's got the multipliers.
Yep.
I might be able to get one that cancels out, and that's almost just as good, right?
Right.
If I can eliminate a 3 and still put a 1 down, I mean,
And it's funny because like a part of me wants to say like it just feels like there's a bit of randomness in this game that goes over the edge, like just a little bit too much. But then at the same time, I would say 95% of the time when I discarded a card in top decked, I got the card
What
I
you needed.
needed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how that
I was
works.
trying to discard every turn. I try to call my hand
Yeah,
to
really,
what I wanted to
yeah,
be.
really build your hand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
yeah,
since you can only do it once per turn, you might as well start doing it. Like you might not need to do it this turn, but prepare for that next turn.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's true.
Well, I think that strategy worked out really well for
It
you.
did.
I was gonna say, yeah, this
What is high
second
score mean?
game I didn't discard almost at all, and yeah, I was just going with it, and it worked out not as well as the first game for me. So yeah, for sure, I would say that the discard, take advantage of the discard mechanic for
Yep.
sure, especially because the point of the mechanic is you get to do it for free, and then you still have to play a card because of how the turn order and stuff works. Like everyone has to run out of cards at the same time, so unless your hand is perfect.
Right.
There's no reason to not try to
Every
build a
2
better
I got,
hand.
I got rid of, and then I got rid of some 3s because there's better cards out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right. No, I think this is a nice little, pretty straightforward.
very
You know-
lightweight area control game.
Right.
But it's
there's-
not too mean. you
No,
know?
but and there's strategies, right? There's
Mhm.
strategies like what you had with the discarding, right, and drawing, and there's strategies where you're going to play your conquistadors and what you're going to do.
Right.
So
Or
there's
when to hold your overpopulation to try to get one done sooner than somebody
Oh,
was
man,
anticipating.
I want to take
Right.
advantage of those overpopulations
Yeah.
so bad. I just haven't been able to get them in my hand.
Well, and it's funny. The first game we played, everybody was discarding the overpopulation.
true.
And then by the end, it's like I need an overpopulation.
yeah, that's true. I
Uh,
missed my chance.
Mhm.
But I think some of that is now with understanding sort of the power, of those
Right.
cards.
Yeah, I also think that when we play it a bit more, it's going to. It's not going to be a huge part of the game, but I think there's going to be a negotiation factor that works its way into this game too.
Oh,
of like,
yeah.
we're going to become
I
more
could
open
kill
about
your guy
our
right here,
hands.
but if you play over here, I won't do that.
Right, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And we'll just become more open about our hands, being like, listen, I can only play on that city, Bob, so you might as well not hurt me over here and start taking down Tim because I can't. I think that's going to become more prevalent
Sure.
as we get better at the
More
game.
comfortable
Knowing the
with the
game
game.
more,
Yeah,
yeah.
knowing the game.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, I could see that definitely being a thing. I also see that there's definitely room for like growth and expansions and things like that.
Oh,
Not that
sure.
it needs it, right? But I don't. Some games you get and it's like this is it. There's nothing else. There's no way you can add. And I do feel like there's definitely
Mhm.
interesting things that they could build upon with this. But yeah,
Talk about the rulebook for a second.
the rule book's pretty straightforward.
It looks long, but it's multiple languages.
Yeah, it looks. It's
Yeah, it's like 3
legit.
pages or something.
It's legit 5 pages with illustrations, and the 5th page is just credits. So a 4-page rule book with some additional rules, which is just really rule clarifications.
Yeah, and tiebreakers and stuff.
And-
Yeah.
Right. And well, there is no game can end in a draw.
Sorry, I'm not tie. Sorry, extra points. That's
the
what I
extra
meant. I
points,
don't know
yep.
why I said tiebreaker.
But they do a really nice job of breaking down all the cards. I think even when learning the game, we all pretty much had it down
Yep.
Yeah.
like very quickly.
That's a good point you just remind me of because some people are going to care about that. This is definitely a nicer area control too. So like if you tie on the cities, you just both get full points, and then if you tie at the end of the game after all the bonus points, you just both win. So it's a very lenient area control game, which for being how fast and light they're kind of going for here it makes sense. It's understandable.
Right.
It's not like a small 20-minute, nice area control game, and then they're like, and then you murder each other.
Sure.
Yeah, it stays on theme. It's kind.
Well, since this game is not technically out yet, we're not going to give it like the rating that we
Right.
normally would when we're doing like a review. But as a preview, I'll just go around and ask you guys if it's something you would recommend for people to look at. So, Bobby, what do you think?
I enjoyed it. I'd recommend picking it up. I'm not sure what the price point is going to be as of
Right.
yet. That would definitely, come into play. But like I said, I don't get a chance to play a lot of area control games that often. People tend to like steer clear of me when I'm trying to play those. But this is one I feel like I'd be able to get it played a lot more often because of the time frame and that it's not so super mean. So I'd recommend it.
What do you think, Dan?
I mean, I'd at least recommend checking out any videos and stuff they put on the Kickstarter because,
Like
or
ours?
yeah.
Definitely watch this video.
yeah, we'll go to the Kickstarter and watch this, and then that video will link you back to our channel where you can watch this. But no, I just think it's not going to be for everyone.
Sure.
This is going to have a group of players that have been looking for something like this, a light, fast, nice area control game with different art and a nice little like historically theme going on here and stuff, right? Like people are going to be looking for that. I like this box art a lot. Also, this like water paint. I mean, it might not be for everyone. I like it a lot.
I think it looks good.
But yeah, so I mean, I would definitely recommend checking out the game. Again, me recommending go purchase the game is going to rely on price point and everything like that and stuff. But I would say I had a fun time playing it. We've played it 2 or 3 times now, and I would play it again. Biggest thing for me, and I talk about this all the time, is just luck in games is really harsh on me. Like I talk crap about quacks all the time, and people always make fun of me because they're like, it's supposed to be dumb fun, and I'm like, it's not. but like, so I just felt like the luck in this game is like, it's a little much. If there was just one other way for me to try to manipulate my hand, which I talked about in a different game recently, right? Where if a game's all about hand manipulation, give me a couple more options. That's just me. But I would definitely recommend checking out the Kickstarter and seeing what else they have to offer, what stretch goals there are, what's the price point, all that kind of stuff. I don't know yet, right? So check it out.
Yeah. I think we're all seeing the same game here, right? This is a nice, lightweight, very accessible game. If somebody's having a miserable time, you're done in 20 minutes. So they will be done. They will be over with, and you can move on to something else if they hate it. But I don't know. There's nothing hateable about this game for me. I like area control. Bob and I play a lot of area control against each other, and I like the push your luck of sort of that discard and draw, see what you get.
It feels good, like intense.
And there's definitely strategy, right? And you're trying to figure out. So I think there's enough here where even for a lighter game, I was very invested every time we played it. I really appreciated the ease of teach and everything like that, because I think if you've got a smaller, kind of lightweight game, if it's really hard to get through all the rules and then it's like, oh, it all finally makes sense. It's like, no, this makes sense right out of the box. You could crack this open without watching any videos if you didn't take Dan's advice,
Right?
and learn how to play this in like 5-10 minutes. Like it's that simple, it's that straightforward, and by simple I mean that as a compliment. So no, I think this is a nice little game. All things considered, you got to see what everything else looks like. Sure. They could have some awesome stretch goals, and things like that, and yeah. So that's 3 recommends for Xola.
Yeah, well, we should point out, too, Jesse played last time with us, and he enjoyed it as well.
Oh, yeah, I think Jesse had a really good time.
And he's like
it.
a min-maxer, and I think he would probably recommend. I don't mean to put words in his mouth, but he seemed to have a good time playing it.
I would.
You definitely said probably check it out.
Yeah, okay.
I would say that's at least 4 recommends from our
3.5 recommends.
3 confirmed, 1 probable. So, guys, this is Xola from Cursed Games. Make sure you check it out and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. For the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I was Bob.
Dan.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.